It's time for the 2025 STEM Discovery Campaign. The annual event on STEM education in Europe, where we have thousands of teachers trying new methodologies and sharing learning scenarios, exchanging experiences, and basically sharing everything they do through the STEM Discovery Campaign map. We also have the Scientix Awards coming back to acknowledge and recognize the effort done by these teachers. In 2025, Scientix is happy to join forces with NBS EduWORLD in the co-organization of the STEM Discovery Campaign. To talk about it, we have Evelina Ivanova, who is the project manager of NBS EduWORLD. Now, Evelina, what's NBS EduWORLD?
NBS EduWORLD is a 3-year project funded by the Horizon Europe program of the European Union. And we focus on building a community for nature-based solutions in education.
You mentioned NBS, but what's NBS?
Oh yes, NBS or nature-based solutions. These are, in a very simple way to explain it, solutions inspired by and provided by nature to undo the damage that humans cause to nature. So it's really all nature-based, as is in the title. A very important aspect of that is also biodiversity.
Oh, I see. But now, why would NBS EduWORLD join the STEM Discovery Campaign?
First of all, we have been collaborating with Scientix over the past over 2 years already, and we have established a very strong connection. And we're also, same as Scientix, we're also focused on establishing a community. So we thought that this would be the perfect way to collaborate even further than what we have done. Join forces so that the STEM community and the NBS community could come together.
I understand the NBS community goes beyond just education.
Yes, exactly. So it's not just from the topic of sustainability in education, but it's also really looking at how to link to other subject areas such as STEM, and even STEM and arts. We explore different approaches such as creative methodologies for teaching in non-formal education. Of course, we also focus on formal education, and we even try to approach the general public through informal education. So really, it's an all-encompassing approach, very similar to how Scientix and the STEM Discovery Campaign itself have been trying to build this huge international community of education enthusiasts for years now.
Thank you very much. By the way, did we mention that we do have a new Scientix portal? Just so you know, it's not just a fresh coat of paint. We have made it easier to learn and exchange and discover all the Scientix services. Now, so head out to the STEM Discovery Campaign section on the new Scientix portal, or of course, download the STEM Discovery Campaign app now.
What do you know about Europe's Digital Decade program and how it affects you? We have with us Georgi Dimitrov, head of the Digital Education Department of the Directorate General of Education, Youth, Sports and Culture of the European Commission. He will explain to us in simple words what the European Digital Decade program is.
Well, the short version of it is that it's a European type of framework which addresses key actions related to the digital transformation. And basically, there is a program behind it, and it is known as Digital Decade for short. And for us, it is very important, in particular for the digital skills aspect or digital skills perspective, because it has two very important targets that we want to achieve by 2030. One, to have minimum 80% of the population which has basic digital skills, and two, to have 20 million ICT specialists which are employed in the EU.
And what is the role that education and educators play in achieving those objectives?
Given that skills is one of the 4 areas, it is very, very important to stress that education and educators are absolutely indispensable in order to contribute to reaching this type of targets, because the development of digital skills, especially if you think about the basic skills, digital literacy and this type of things, it starts with formal education, and this is where also the biggest leverage is. So this is why, of course, at the European level, we have launched initiatives such as Digital Education Action Plan, and where we are also very clearly saying that educators have an instrumental role
The Empowered initiatives focuses on building relationships between educators and the EdTech community. In your views, how can we strengthen this collaboration?
Better collaborate with the EdTech is something that I think we need to really do. Why? Because if you think about the digital education ecosystem around Europe and the world, in fact, it is just so that the EdTech industry is a very fundamental part of it, but to this day, the evidence does not show that very clearly in terms of everyday practice in the schools. So there is a lot that has to still take place in terms of much better cooperation between EdTech and education systems. Therefore, the project in itself, the Empowered, is quite valuable and very needed. I think that there are three perhaps main ways that we should continue to promote this type of work between the EdTech and the education sector. One is to have the dialogue in a more regular and more structured format. So it has to become more of a custom, like something normal for public authorities and EdTech to work with each other. The second is that we have to think about public-private partnerships in a much more long-term way and in a much more strategic way. And we are talking here about the European Union, to think about the private sector as a strategic partner, because the private sector is supplier to a great deal of solutions, while, of course, in Europe, education is by and large a public good and in the hands of the authorities. So this is why we actually need to bring public and private much closer together through partnerships and so on. And the last point I would mention and finish with, we also have to think about quality assurance and results. We need to get a bit better in terms of what EdTech solutions are actually contributing to in terms of learning outcomes and goals. And in this regard, we have taken some measures to support the EdTech sector within the Digital Education Action Plan, which will lead us later in this year to a new roadmap on the future of digital education. This will be a critical issue to look at, and how to strengthen the collaboration between EdTech and the public sector.
Thank you very much for this interview. But wait, there's more. The Empowered project focuses on creating the right conditions to bring educators and EdTech together. Are you an educator that has enough knowledge in the field that can help EdTech companies create better, more meaningful solutions? Then why don't you become a pedagogical mentor? You can follow the EUN Academy MOOC on pedagogical mentors. It starts on February 10th on EUN Academy and will give you the skills and knowledge you need to be able to talk with EdTech companies confidently and help them create better products for learners.
Launching on the 1st of February, the Scientix STEM Discovery campaign offers teachers and educators the opportunity to share their best practices, implement new pedagogies, and basically test teaching resources with the possibility of being recognized for a Scientix award. During the 2025 STEM Discovery campaign, each learning scenario, story of implementation, action plan, STEM career sheet, anything you pin on the map will give you the opportunity to be recognized with a Scientix award. If the words learning scenario, story of implementation, action plan, or STEM career sheet seem confusing to you, you're not alone. To help you get confident with sharing during the STEM Discovery campaign, we will be offering 3 training sessions to learn from Scientix and the STEM Discovery campaign experts who will be sharing their tips and tricks on producing a memorable STEM Discovery campaign entry. In the trainings, you will explore what to include in your entries and why, and you will collaborate with other participants to turn a fine STEM Discovery campaign entry into an outstanding one. These hands-on sessions have limited places, so make sure to book yours now. Check out the link in the description or head out to the professional development resources section of the new Scientix portal, where you will find webinar recordings, online resources, and workshops. Basically everything you need to take your teaching practice to the next level.
Hi everyone! Did you know that you can make a leather bag out of apple peels? If you didn't know that and want to learn more, head out and check out the BioArt Gallery that contains 60 stunning posters that show different bio-based products and how they're applied in today's market and everyday life. So for example, in this BioArt Gallery, you will find posters that show cosmetics made of bamboo or coffee, textile made of apple peels, tomato peels, or even toys and sports equipment made out of orange peels. So if you're interested, want to know more, head out to biovoices.eu and check out their BioArt Gallery, learn more about different bio-based products and where to find them.
Hello world and Happy New Year! We are here for more Science in Action. And guess what we have today? We are going to make a rainbow. And before we start, I want to remind you to please fill the form that you have in the description. And guess who has filled in again? Dr. Cristina is here.
Hola, Mr. Scientix Man!
Hola, Dr. Cristina. So, do you want to make a rainbow with us?
I've been waiting for this the whole year.
Yes, actually we are going to make a pH indicator. Okay, so first the question. What is a pH indicator, Dr. Cristina, and what are we going to use to make it?
Excellent question. A pH indicator is a substance that changes color in a different pH. pH is what tells us if something is acidic or basic. Now, there are many substances that can do that, and there are some that are found in nature. Guess what is in this bottle?
So, I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty intense red.
It's pretty intense. It's actually boiled red cabbage.
Okay, so now we have everything that we are going to use. We have also an empty rainbow that we are going to fill in, and the different solutions that we are going to use.
So these are all things that you can find in your home. This is a solution of bicarbonate in water. This is bleach that you use to clean. This is lemon juice. And this is detergent in water, the thing that you use to wash your clothes. You can, of course, try anything you want, but we made sure that we get some pretty colors.
So now we are going to create the pH indicator, and for that we need to put drops of the red cabbage in this beautiful template of rainbow that we have in here.
But remember, safety first, even if it's just red cabbage. We are scientists, so gloves and goggles.
Yeah. So we start like that, and we just have to put drops in all the rows of the
This is going to take some time, kids.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you did it so fast.
Yes, thank you. Now, let's make a rainbow.
Let's make our rainbow.
So, our first solution is going to be a mix of water and bicarbonate.
Let's see what color we're going to get.
Let's see. So, we just put a drop in here. And we see that it's turning kind of a greenish blue.
Or maybe a bluish green.
Yeah, so let's make the full row.
Go ahead.
Luckily, we can easily fix it. That's why we have the plastic layer.
Exactly.
So yeah, we fix it easily. And now let's go with our second solution. It's going to be a mix of water and detergent.
What color do you think this is going to be?
Yeah, let's put a drop again. And we see that it's also green, but we see that it's greener than the one before.
It's a greener green.
Yeah.
Let's make the whole row.
Let's make the whole row again. Something like that. I think it looks nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
Now let's go with our third solution, Dr. Cristina.
What is it?
This is bleach. Yeah.
Kids, be careful. Do not drink bleach. Do not inhale the bleach.
Yeah. And put your gloves and your glasses.
Gloves and glasses.
What happened, Dr. Cristina? Because we can see now that it's more like a white.
What's happening is that the chlorine in the bleach, which makes it have a certain pH, is actually a gas. So as time passes, it goes out in the air, and so the pH changes and it looks less yellow.
Okay, so for our final solution, we have lemon juice.
The most acidic of juices.
Let's see which color do we get now. So it's actually an intense pink, reddish pink.
Reddish pink,
Yeah.
pinkish red. Wow, doesn't that look nice?
It looks perfect. So that's all for today. Dr. Christina, this was a marvelous experience with colors.
Thank you, Mr. Scientix Man. You know how much I love colors.
Yeah. And for you, see you in the next Science in Action. Bye.
Bye.